it's very normal to lose your swing, all right? So you're not alone. It happens to me as well. I get frustrated as well. So just gonna make sure we find a way. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hear a lot of golfers asking me why they lose their swing. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you the possible reasons of why you lose your swing and how to fix it. Topping it. It's okay. I lose my swing, and I'm sure you experience that once in a while as well. So there's a few reasons why I think you lose your golf swing. Number one, you play too much. Okay, I know some of us like to be on the golf course, so sometimes I think you play too much because on the golf course we're never hitting on the flat lie. It's always on the uphill, downhill, on the side slopes. Because of adapting too much to those slopes and trying to adjust the swing on the golf course, and that will definitely change your golf swing. Number two, you bought a new set of clubs. The weight distribution in the shaft and of course the material of the club or the grip, it could definitely affect the swing as well. Number three, you picked up a new sport recently. It could be tennis, it could be boxing, it could be anything. I never stop anybody from learning a new sport or playing something new. It's just have to understand that it does affect the golf swing a little bit, because you develop a lot of new muscles when you learn something else. So it's okay, we just need to learn how to adapt to it. And it could be no reason at all. So after this, I'm gonna show you guys, I'll give you a few tips on how to get your swing back. All right, now I'm gonna share with you a few tips on how to find your swing again. So number one, take a break. You know, we all need a break. Sometimes we play too much. It's good to take a break, maybe about 3 days to a week. Number two, if you go back to the driving range, I suggest you to start with something that you can control. There's three things, I think the main three things that does affect the swing, which is something that you can control as well. Number one is the grip pressure. You can try to work on the grip pressure, so hopefully that will actually get your swing back. Sometimes we get a bit too tense, you know, sometimes we get a bit too tense, so it does affect the swing because when you get too tense, it's very hard to rotate and you can't move the body, so you won't be able to hit the ball solid. How to know what is the best grip pressure? I mean, everyone is different, so what I suggest is we usually grip it a bit harder, a bit tighter than what we want, all right? So you can hold the club really, really loose, okay? Just hold it really loose, almost falling off your hand. Then squeeze the club and count 1 to 10. So it gets tighter as I count. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maximum pressure. And then I'm gonna release 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I prefer to grip it at 6, okay? I suggest that try to start off with pressure 6. Number two, the ball position. Because of playing too much on the golf course, like I mentioned, on the slope, we're adjusting the ball position a bit forward, a bit backwards. Sometimes the ball position will run away. Just gonna make sure you check your ball position. I know the standard ball position for pitching, 9 iron, 8 iron, could be somewhere in the middle, and then if you move up to longer clubs, it starts moving towards the left side. Shorter clubs, it moves towards the right. But we all need to know our low point. Our low point means impact, okay? So you're gonna start practicing a lot. Just play with the ball position a little bit. Let's say I have my 9 iron. I'm gonna start putting it a bit more in the middle, okay? Let's say I hit a shot. Okay, if I hit it really good or hit it solid, then you try it again for like the next 10 balls. And if you hit it really good, that will be your good ball position. If, let's say, you're hitting it a bit towards the right side, then maybe the ball is a bit too far on the right side. The ball position is middle right because the club face is not square at impact yet, it's slightly open, that's why it's going towards the right side. Or if you're hitting it behind, a bit too far behind, then it could be the ball position is too far forward. So you just gotta play with it a little bit and then find your ideal ball position. Number three is your posture. Again, playing too much on a slope like that or on the side slope or the ball below your feet, we kind of bend over a little bit too much or we sit down a bit too much. Of course, no matter how good you swing it, if your posture is not right from the beginning, it does affect the plane already. If I'm sitting down too much, my swing will get a bit too flat. If I'm too over the ball, the swing will get a bit too steep. So I would prefer for the armpit, the knees and the balls of your feet, which is the middle of your feet or middle front of your feet, to be in one line. Okay, so it's gonna be in one line. So I prefer this posture, just gonna check that. How I do it is, I like to hang my arms on my chest. From here, both legs straight. I'll push my hip back until the club touches the ground, okay? And then I relax my knees. This should be a pretty good setup position, all right? So try these 3 things out and just hit some balls. If you hit it really good, great, that's all it is. If you work on the 3 things and it still doesn't work, so I would suggest you go back to body rotation. When we're playing too much or trying to fix a lot of things on a golf course, we tend to forget about the body rotation. A lot of people tend to sway a lot on the backswing, and then there's no chance but you have to sway it back on the follow through, all right? So work on the body rotation, which is going back to basic. Cross your arms, try to keep the head centered and just rotate. The head is okay to turn, but we just do not want to sway, all right? So just make sure the right hip turns back, the right leg extend, and just rotate, okay? So just do it a bit slower, try to get a feel, and then from here, work on the sequence a little bit. The lower body goes first, and then from here, the head can turn. The hip is always ahead of the upper body, and then finish. So work on the rotation a little bit without hitting the balls. Just try to feel it, okay? So to avoid swing. After working on body rotation, I suggest you work on contact. To start off, to get your swing back again, just work on contact. It's very important to work from, I would say if I'm a clock, somewhere around 9 to 3 o'clock is really important. So try to get the swing back by working on contact. So how you're gonna work on contact is basically just swinging, just half swing. Try to get the club parallel to the ground where the club is at pre-impact position. So the club head will look like that at pre-impact position with the nice wrist angle over here, and then just rotate the body a little bit and then swing through. So again, I suggest try to break the wrist and try to get to a pre-impact position. From here, just rotate the chest a little bit and the hip and just make contact. Just try to work on just hitting it solid. You don't have to hit it hard or swing it fast. Just swing it really smooth. Just focus on making good contact. Staying centered, slight turn, just work on body rotation. Okay, I caught that a little bit behind, as I feel that my weight is a bit on the right side still. Okay, again, here, rotate and just turn through. Okay, just work on impact. We can also start off with putting the weight slightly on the left side. I would say 60% on the left side. 60% on the left side, break the wrist, turn the chest, swing through. I hit that a lot more solid. So sometimes it's either you can have it 50-50 or you can put 60% weight on the left side. So you don't have to be too worried about weight transfer. It will happen by itself. So 60% on the left side, break my wrist, rotate the chest, and just swing through. So work on impact, half swing. Try to hit it solid again. And then slowly move to a full swing and then go to your longer clubs. I suggest you start off with maybe your 9 iron or 8 iron and then work it up all the way to the driver. Golf is a game that it gets us thinking a lot, analyzing a lot. So I always suggest to my students that, or any golfers, to have a good swing of yourself, like in video. So maybe get your friends to record you when you're hitting really well, or some good shots on the golf course. Just have some videos of your good swing where you have a good rhythm, hitting it solid, and then when you're struggling, kind of look back and then get your friends to video your current swing and then you try to compare. You know, it could be just as simple as a posture or it could be just rhythm. So just gonna make sure you have a few swings, I think, in your phone that you can look at once in a while, and that will help as well. It's very normal to lose your swing, all right? So you're not alone. It happens to me as well. I get frustrated as well. So just gonna make sure we find a way. Sometimes it's good, like I mentioned earlier, take a break, and hopefully the tips that I mentioned will be able to help you to find your swing back. sometimes we're playing at a new golf course or playing with new people, we tend to get a bit too tense, our adrenaline is pumping, we get a bit nervous, and then we try to impress others, then we kind of struggle on the golf course as well. I hope the tips that I have given over here will be able to help you enjoy golf again, and I'll see you guys again next time.